All right, settle down, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? Judge Maxine. J.J. Falcon, present. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Rabbington present. The red E is prosecution, Your Honor. Darn, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it! Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bubbled through the final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, he might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcone, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with funny hats are accessoires. The associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let's begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Caroline DeMau. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Oh, okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerdi, to the witness stand. Inspector Valerdi, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor, I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. He also has no hand. Monsieur, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Just Valerdi. I am a servant to the law. A scourge of the gutter rats that plague the city. Oh wait, he's a rooster. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn into his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead inspector on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you... God, this game is getting loud. Way too loud. I'm turning down my headphones. It looks like the recording audio balancing is currently fine. I think that's because I still have the game audio turned down from a different game. Then perhaps you could walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Roguio. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Caroline DeMau. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenouille with his blood on her paws. Uh-oh. How'd that happen? Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcone. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcone. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select the key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcone will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. So, housemaid. Scene of crime found Dame Caroline standing over the sliced open corpse with blood on her paws. Sliced open is also new. But it looks like they're trying to direct me to blood on her paws. Inspector, you say Dame Caroline had blood on her paws. Correct! Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. He's probably just gonna say it's obviously the victims. How much blood was there on the lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for me clear she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. He noticed blood under the suspect's nails around her fingertips and even a little around her mouth. So... Oh, this was the stake. Her mouth? How vile! Inspector seems pretty definitive. Do you have another question about the blood on Dame Caroline's paws? Never mind, I have no more questions about the blood. Falco, I know it's good to back out when you think a line of questioning might not go anywhere. Sometimes you have to take a risk. What are you saying? Something about the inspector's blood description doesn't sit right with me. Put pressure on the inspector, maybe something will come up. Can I not just, like, bring up the stake? Waterfalls. Correct? Whose blood was it? Blood was it? Ha! Of course it was Bonjour Grenouille's, of course. I'd be so sure. I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There's only one murder victim that night, Falcon. Huh? The blonde Dame Caroline paws clearly belonged to one person, Monsieur Quinwy. Judge, Falcon's trying to... I'm afraid prosecutor may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. You have any respect belongs to someone other than Monsieur Quinwy. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Caroline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Caroline's paws didn't come from the victim, where did the blood come from? On the evening of the murder, Dame Caroline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabbington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility the blood on lady's paws? People really like interrupting me today. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well? Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing. Pretty convincing. Gain a little favor with the jury. So, Inspector Valeri, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Oh, hold on just one moment, Falcone. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Caroline is an elegant bourgeois kid. She is no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. Make what she would be in the steak with a fork in her left hand and knife her right, like a proper civilized animal. How she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. When it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Caroline to eat with her paws. Missing silverware. Dame Caroline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Fort Grill residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Grill approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! Innocent, perhaps. What a twist. Gain a little favor with the jury. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax my investigation? Judge, I assure you that I am a most thorough investigative officer on the force. That is amazing that Parisian and police managed to solve any crimes at all. Eh. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine, so be it, messieurs. Until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Rubinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Rubinio, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Rubinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture the very essence. Jesus l'artiste, Deus un pipe. You may have seen my works in hit magazines, Le Branche, a Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very, impressive, Monsieur Rubinio. But let's get down to business. Could you tell us your, activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Warguil to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the morning. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Warguil and left. Like a true artist. And, with regards to the photograph itself, what did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle we see Baron Warguil. Wait, what? Wait. Yeah, it's not consistent with our photograph. Baron Warguil lying close to the event. On the left we see Signor Potois de Mal, the father of the defendant, Dame Catherine. And finally we see the housemaid Colleen de Duhat, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Gwenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Catherine de Mal. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Ravington. This proves nothing. The defendant and victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they weren't in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. Prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volotti told us earlier, it was the exact time the murder took place. You see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Hey, Falcon, the photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different from the one we borrowed from Benio's studio. I see it too. Our photograph shows Colleen Duhat, Dame Cataline, and Senor Potois. But Monsieur Benio's photograph shows Baron Warguil where Dame Cataline should be standing. We assume that only one photograph was taken, and this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. You should just slam that evidence down, be like, bam, inconsistency! This whole courtroom is out of order, case closed! I can't do that. Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words. No, I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. If I represent it, Monsieur Rubinio would ask how we acquired it and the whole trial could derail. Worst case scenario, I could lose my legal license, we'd be arrested for theft. Oh, well, we don't want that. No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Select statement question. "7 p.m. Not sure what you say that I arrived at 7 o'clock. Give or take a couple minutes, yes. How do you know? How do you know I arrived at 7? Well, the clock in my house reached 6:45 on the left. The walk to Chateau Crier was around 15 minutes. I don't claim to be a flawless timekeeper, but I am a professional. I always stick to an appointment. How long did it take to set up? How long did it take to set up your camera? It took perhaps 25 minutes to find a shooting location, put together a camera, and ready to film. So you arrived at 7. Photograph took place at 7:30. Spent 25 minutes setting up. Always 5 minutes unaccounted for. Falcone, surely you aren't suggesting Major Robinio did something nefarious in this small window of time. Not at all. I'm just trying to piece together the evening's events. Oof. I spent a little time talking with Baron Ragril when I arrived. That's probably where the rest of the time went. Okay. What I'm trying to figure out is how do I bring up the missing clock hands? Then I build Baron left. Oh. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photograph process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, Monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. How can... I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. The photograph you believe contains a mistake. The clock of the photograph. There's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Rabington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The photograph clearly shows the clock hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crier has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Roguil or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinio, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There's no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there is an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hand should be? Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinio, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handleless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcone, your reasoning is absurd. Why would a witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph that had taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinio created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Here's some answers, Monsieur Robinio. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No, no, no. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered by whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Rubinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear this clause more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His clause! Did you hear that, Falco? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Rubinio, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. You do not live under the ancient regime, after all. Did you admit to falsifying evidence, that we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness? Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Intriguing. Pretty convincing. Getting a little favor with the jury. So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catterley as absent to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Ravington. The photograph is not completely genuine. They cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture is edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It's possible that Dame Catterley was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcone? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Senor Potoir de Mal, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Senor Potoir to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Raguil deliberately tried to frame Dame Caroline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Ravington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. But Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let's proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. I trust the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay. Baron Grill, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. As the window shifts for some reason. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Caroline followed behind him moments later. Senor Potoir, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Caroline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, Garcon? I'm just here to cover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let's establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rogrill, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Okay. Let's see here. Give me a moment. Okay, so dinner went magnificently. However, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Caroline followed behind a few moments later. Okay, what should I press? I'm curious about Monsieur Grenouille. God rest his soul. What was your relation to Monsieur Grenouille prior to his demise? We were business partners. Monsieur Grenouille, Senor Portoir de Mau, and myself all owned a third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means you and Senor Portoir would now own half the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. But Monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Grenouille and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing. Of course. No, I'm just extra curious why he visited the garden. Why did Monsieur Grenouille leave to visit the garden? I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. Oh, I see. That was quite coincidental timing, isn't it? How so? Well, Monsieur Grenouille felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived, and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Grenouille's food was poisoned in some way? Okay, I can access this. A red herring of bloody rare steak. Okay, we're gonna use this to prove that Rorguil followed Grenouille out to the garden. Shh. Yeah. I'm recording, Dan. Don't need to be so loud, okay? Okay. I am not... No, there's nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found timing somewhat puzzling. There's nothing puzzling about it. Monsieur Grenouille always has soft stomach. It's really no surprise that he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. Okay. Now that I know what I'm going for. Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. What's with all the horses? That would get the jury upset us. When was the last time you visited it? Baron Rogreal, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. Cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for you myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed a remnant of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcone, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. See, Falcone, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. As it happens, Garba was found in Fountain's upper basin. Occasion that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is, that you, Baron Reveal, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? What illicit activities would those be? I feel like he's being framed. Aimed at Caroline just having been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Grill, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcone. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. The allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Take heart, Monsieur Ravington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Grill as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous! And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. Arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. And he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a... God, this is loud! Holy crap! This is not okay how loud this is. Like, this is seriously not okay. Then, he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just going to let the slanderous yard go uncontested? Say something. Object. Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murderer, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that living at the crime scene would raise suspicion. He didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Signor Pertois de Mal, well, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage, Judge! I demand that you disbar his ranting lunatic! No, there is only one outrage here. That is, a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, Garcon? The utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp! I ought to gut you right here now, like a damned frog! Yeah, that's a good time to laugh, Dan. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, man, to the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in the matter of, speaking, well, to be honest, no. And I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Oh, Colin, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope that was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Caroline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dade Caroling's innocence. All I've done is demonstrate that there is significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure that I understand the difference. When you have reached a decision, in light of recent revelations, it's clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dade Caroling DeMao, to be not guilty. Well. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson, you did it. Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we celebrate properly. You did, Falcon! I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get one bottle of wine and three of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much liked the way you put the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh well, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Oh? I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. What? I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand. Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rogue's cigar butt in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris' finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinio's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinio to paint me over Baron Rogueil and to add hands on the clock. The lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. Good thing Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There are many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kitty like me. So I was right to suspect her, just not for the reason that I did. I think you should leave. Fine, so much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's sockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Alright, end of Act 1. Your game has been saved. Do you wish to continue? With my autistic brother over there wanting to make noise, I'm gonna say... No, I'll pick this up later. So next time on Aviary Attorney, I guess we're defending the Baron. See you guys then. Bye.